So he tells Daniel the dream about a large tree that grew tall and strong, and its branches reached high into the sky. It provided shade and nesting and food for all the animals, all of which symbolized that this tree provided for the livelihood of all peoples. And then a messenger came down from heaven and ordered that the branches be cut off, that the fruit shaken off, and the animals scattered and chased away. The stump was to be left, bound with a band of iron and bronze. And the language that the messenger uses of the stump changes right there in the passage. And he begins to refer to the stump as an actual person. That he, the stump, will live among the wild animals, will live like an animal, have the mind of an animal for 7 periods of time. And he tells Nebuchadnezzar that he is in fact that tree. That tree, your majesty, is you. For you have grown strong and great. Your greatness reaches up to heaven, and your rule to the ends of the earth. He goes on to tell Nebuchadnezzar that he will be driven from society, that he will have the mind of an animal, and he'll want the things that animals want, to simply just graze, drink, and live. And we're told that he develops hair as long as eagle's feathers and nails like bird's claws. And the stump and its roots are left intact, telling the king that he eventually will be restored once the 7 periods of time have passed, and when he finally comes to acknowledge God's sovereignty. And Daniel, at this point, practically pleads with the king to change his ways in order to prevent these things from happening. But the very next verse tells us that all these things did, in fact, happen to the king. God was giving Nebuchadnezzar every opportunity to repent, every opportunity to turn from his evil ways. And unfortunately, he did not. We learn in Luke 14:11, for those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. What we learn about God in this passage is this, is that God is faithful to mercifully discipline. God is faithful to mercifully discipline. And that's one of the reasons why God made Nebuchadnezzar like that of an animal. He wanted him to understand the proper relationship between him and God, between Nebuchadnezzar and God. He wanted him to understand that I am the king, and you are my subject, and I have made you king over some. But not only that, God made Nebuchadnezzar like that of an animal to humble him and to show him how he had been treating others. God doesn't expect animals to act with mercy, kindness, and humility, but he does expect this of man, especially those who are in authority.